A new patch has been announced and a new gem has been revealed. Here are my initial thoughts. The gem description reads, dealing damage increases your attack speed by 2.4% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. While at full stacks, your movement speed is increased by 12%. While this gem looks very good at first glance, I do have some doubts. 24% attack speed at max stacks is very good, but my concern is how easy or difficult it would be to keep up those stacks. This is how I think it works. Every time you deal an instance of damage, the game will add a counter that lasts 3 seconds. At any given time, the game is going to check to see if you have 10 of these counters. If you do, then you get the max stack, and you get the movement bonus as well. This would mean that in a 3-second rolling window, you have to constantly deal 10 instances of damage. I think this is easily achievable in PvE content, but I wonder how many classes can reliably achieve this in PvP. Think about it. For melee classes, you will have to start stacking up these stacks when you charge into combat. And if your opponent is running away from you, you may have trouble actually landing the damage. You would have to use specific builds or legendary gems that leave damage over time effects to help you trigger the effect. With that said though, a 24% attack speed increase is substantial. Note that this is attack speed increase, not primary attack speed increase. It is better because this will also increase the speed in which you cast all your skills, reducing the chance of you being interrupted. Now on to the second part of this effect. When fully stacked, your movement speed is increased by 12%. Now without testing it with the real gem, I don't know for sure, but my suspicion is that this is a 12% movement speed buff. And you have to know that active movement speed buffs do not stack with each other. Only the highest instance of the buff will take effect. This means if you're using Ishtar's 2Ps, Sprint, or any other skill or essences that buff your movement speed, this 12% will most likely not take effect. So the question is, how good is this gem, and is it a must-have? For PvE and for raid boss damage, I would say this gem is very good. This is because this gem gives a big boost to your primary damage, similar to the way Vithu's 4Ps works. And nowadays, for most classes, your build for single target boss damage is usually based on your primary attack. For open world and dungeon farming, I don't think this gem is a must-have, because those content is pretty easy now and you don't really need to use your primary attack very much. And I suspect that the 12% movement speed boost wouldn't come into effect because you would have something that gives you a bigger speed boost. For PvP content, I think this gem is primarily suited for ranged classes. For melee classes, I think you have to have the right builds and right gems to take advantage of this. I do think for some classes it'll be difficult to maintain that 10 stack bonus. I think the biggest benefit of this gem in PvP is the ability to cast spells faster to prevent being interrupted. So in conclusion, personally, I'm not going to get this gem unless we discover something that I completely missed.